Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Join the Country Club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops, members-only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today.
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves. Good evening, Braves Country, I guess I should say, as your Atlanta Braves are about to take on the Chicago White Sox. And it looks like we're going to get the game in. Doesn't look like – look, yesterday it was really starting to look like that we were going to be hurting on being able to get any of these games. It looks like this game, there's a little bit of precipitation in the area, but nothing near what we were concerned about. The only one that's really going to be in question now, I believe, is probably going to be tomorrow's game. They're calling for possible snow. And if it snows, I think we actually have a better chance of them playing the game than if it doesn't get cold enough and it flat out rains. Because there's supposed to be precipitation in the area tomorrow. Game is a 2:10 first pitch as of right now. And that's what we're looking at going into tomorrow's game, which if it does get postponed, Spencer Strider will get pushed back to Friday. So those of y'all that may be going to the home opener, you'll get to see Spencer Strider on Friday. Max Fried would be pushed back to Saturday, et cetera, et cetera. So Brian Snicker's already addressed that. So that's that would be the game plan. As far as today goes, we've got Ronaldo Lopez, and he's going to go up against Garrett Crochet. If you did not see Garrett Crochet, he opened up on opening day for the Chicago White Sox, and he looked pretty darn good. He's a young lefty, throws a lot of gas, a lot of swing and miss stuff. I do think the Braves will be able to get to him the second time through the order, but the first time through the order, he may get the best of him. So the Braves are going to have to hold tight. We've got Ronaldo Lopez on the mound. First start he's making in a few years. Remember, he's an ex-White Sox. This is kind of a coming home for him. But even though with that being said, Ronaldo Lopez, when he was coming out of the bullpen, and this is the reason why I really like Lopez in the bullpen, he was throwing 98, 99, he even touched 100 a few times. With him being a starter, he's going to have to dial that back if he's going to pitch 5-6 innings, right? So you're going to see him more in the mid-90s. And my biggest question is, A, does he have the third and possibly even the fourth pitch to stretch that start out? And then the other thing would be his velocity. If it goes down, does he become much more hittable? Right now, give you a quick update. The Cincinnati Reds are playing the Philadelphia Phillies. They knocked out the Phillies last night. We've got a 2-game lead on the Phillies. We've got a 2-game lead on the Nationals going into today. And it is a 3-game lead on the Mets, 3.5 on Miami. The Mets are in a weather delay, and they are set to take on the Detroit Tigers. So we'll keep you up to date on what's going on with that. But I did want to touch on a couple of things. during the rain delay show, we got to talk about a couple things, and I went in and did some digging. The main thing was, I think that Bryce Elder was a main interest of concern. Well, Bryce Elder over the weekend down on the farm through 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, and the big thing is no walks, no earned runs, but no walks. And we all know that the one thing that's going to get you sent back down is the walks. So with that being said, we've got a guy who's waiting in the wings that I think is extremely capable. I'm not concerned about it at all if they decide to go out there and put Lopez back in the bullpen at some point, which I do believe is about to happen. Not about to happen. It will eventually happen. I think just looking at his splits, and his splits are significant. Looking at his splits, when you see him in the bullpen and you see him at the starting rotation, it's night and day. He's a very dominant bullpen guy. He just doesn't have that third and fourth pitch that he can rely on. Plus his velocity comes down. I think what this really comes down to is it's a lot easier to have a guy stretched out in the spring and then you push him back down into the bullpen than to do the other way around. If, let's say, they had wanted to go with Lopez in the bullpen to start the spring and then eventually had to take him to the rotation, you would have to either A, go put him down on the farm for a few weeks to stretch him out, or B, you have to do what they did with, if you remember Spencer Strider a few years back, where he would come in and pitch 2 innings, and then eventually 3, et cetera, et cetera. So they're going to give him an honest try. They want to see what they have with Lopez. We're going to see what they have with him. But it's not the end of the world if he is not dominant. And he may look a lot better tonight against the White Sox hitters than he may down the road. But if he's not dominant, it's not the end of the world. Realize this guy can be in the bullpen. But they're going to give him a handful of starts. I kind of figure the entire month of April, unless he's just a disaster, he is going to get an honest 4, 5, maybe even more starts than that. If he's pitching well, they'll let it ride for a while. The idea is, though, regardless how well he does during the regular season, when we get to October, he would be in the back of the bullpen and ready to roll. And because of his experience, that's why the Braves signed him to the deal they did. It's a potential 4-year deal. And by the way, Philadelphia leads 1-0, bottom of the second, at home against Cincinnati. They've got rain. The Mets got rain in New York. Phillies at home against Cincinnati. Go Reds, right? And the Mets are in a weather delay in New York. And then we've got, it looks like that we're going to avoid the nasty stuff. It's just going to be a little overcast. You might get a little drizzle, but it's not going to be what we were concerned about on the little less than 24 hours ago. I was really concerned on whether or not we would even get any of these games played. Real quick, we'll go over the numbers and whatnot on the starting lineup here in just before first pitch. But before we get on that, do want to point out a couple of things. You got Adam Duvall in left field tonight because of the left-hander Crochet. So you've got Adam Duvall in left field. By the way, they just flashed up his numbers. Lopez in the bullpen last year, 66 innings at 2.07 ERA and a high strikeout rate. So that's what I'm talking about, why I'm a big fan of him being in the bullpen. I'm not trying to downplay the kid. I want him to do well, obviously, no matter where he ends up. But I can just envision come October, we've got Iglesias, we've got Lopez, we've got Minter, we've got Matzik. That's a hell of a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch in the back of the bullpen. And then we're not even talking about some of the other guys that I expect. Look, I expect Ken Giles to be back up in the very near future. He looked phenomenal. They just want to make sure that he's ready to go because he has been on the shelf from time to time over the last few years. But back to tonight's lineup. Adam Duvall is going to be in the lineup. Chadwick Tromp is going to be in the lineup. You're going to get a chance to see him. So they're getting the starts against the left-hander. And you're talking about a kid that's going to come in and bring a lot of gas. Look, young pitchers, a lot of times they don't know any better. They don't know they're supposed to be worried about this Braves offense. So I expect him to come in and challenge them. My pick to click tonight with the left-hander on the mound, I think the low-hanging fruit would be Acuna. And I kind of feel like Ozuna is due to start coming out of, he's not really in a slump, but, in a little bit of a funk to start out. But give me with the left-hander on the mound tonight, I'm going to go ahead and take Adam Duvall to click. I think he'll and for those who don't remember from last year, an official pick to click. For a guy to actually click, he's got to get you at least 2 bases somehow, whether it's a walk and a hit, a double, whatever. He's got to get at least 2 bases to be official click. He dribbles one through the infield and goes 1 for 5 and 3 strikeouts. That's not clicking. I'm not going to claim that as a click. So pick to click tonight. I'm going to take Adam Duvall. I've liked what I've seen of him so far, and I think he's going to try to take advantage every time that he gets a chance to get in the game. He's going to load it up. Tom Hanahan is behind the plate tonight. We haven't seen him a whole lot, but we did see him in the spring, and he had kind of a generous strike zone. But we'll see if that was spring training or if that was more to come. So he is behind the plate. Laz Diaz, one of my least favorite umpires at first base. So you know what that means. Tomorrow he's behind home plate. And then Mike Estabrook and Eric Backus are the rest of your guys. As far as looking at the White Sox lineup, we get a couple of old familiar faces in the lineup tonight. We get Brandon Shoemaker as the starting shortstop for the White Sox, and he's actually had a pretty good start to his season. I think he's 3 for 8 with a home run. And Nicky Lopez is the second baseman. So the double play combination, Lopez to Shoemaker, Shoemaker to Lopez, that is a Brave flavor if we've ever seen it. And if you're looking at guys that you want to see, that you want to pay attention to, guys that look maybe somewhere down the road, they could be someone that the Braves may go after in a trade much further down the road, probably not this year. But look at Luis Robert, the center fielder for the Chicago White Sox. Phenomenal talent, incredible bat, and a kid that was considered a big prospect a few years ago, Moncada, the third baseman for the White Sox. He still has a little bit of pop in his swing, but he just doesn't hit for a lot high average. Benintendi, he's kind of bounced around everywhere, and he's a guy that when he sold himself to free agency a few years back and got a deal that I don't think he was necessarily worth, the main calling card for Benintendi was that he could get on base. And he's not necessarily known for, a lot of home runs, but he's looking to get on base and kind of stir it up. Andrew Vaughn's another kid batting 5th for the White Sox, that he was another big time prospect. He hasn't been terrible, but he's never become what the White Sox thought that he was going to be. And Garrett Crochet, I'm just excited to watch this kid pitch. I only saw the highlights. I didn't watch their game live. I want to say it was going on about the same time as the Braves were supposed to play, and then we ended up getting rained out, so kind of changed my schedule up. But that's what you got going on tonight. Real quick, Philadelphia leads Cincinnati 1-0 top of the third, and the Mets are still in a rain delay. So we're going to step aside here in a second and get you the lineups and the anthem and all that good stuff, and get ready for Braves White Sox, a game that, I'll be honest with you, I would have lost in Vegas on this one. I didn't think we were going to get both games in these last 2 days, but what we have done well on, if you haven't been paying attention to Cover Country, we're 12-5 on the year. So pretty good. We'll go over those picks tonight when we get into the broadcast. But if you want to catch Cover Country, it's one of the video drops on this channel. And you country club members, you get it instantly. Non-members, you get it about an hour before first pitch of the first game. All right, we're going to go ahead and step aside and get ready for Braves, White Sox. Let's get it.
Drink like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. And she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the front of the plate. He is safe.
you're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early streaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois, where we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing right field for your Atlanta Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr., the 2024 National League MVP, is hitting .375 on the year, 2 RBI, and 1 stolen base. Batting second, playing second, Ozzie Albies, batting .412 with 2 homers, 7 RBIs, and a stolen base. Batting third, playing third, Austin Riley. The Rake has 1 home run, 5 RBI, and a .294 average. Matt Olson, your cleanup hitter for your Atlanta Braves. 1 home run, 4 RBI, and batting .263 on the year. Your designated hitter and batting fifth is Marcell Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna, 3 for 18 with 1 home run and 3 RBI. Batting sixth and playing left field, Adam Duvall. Duvall has 3 RBI, 2 for 6, a .333 average. And patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. MH2 has 1 home run, 2 RBIs, and batting .438. Batting eighth and playing short, it's Orlando Arcia. Arcia is batting .438 and 2 RBI. And batting ninth behind the plate for your Atlanta Braves, it will be Chadwick Tromp. Tromp is 0 for 2 on the year, filling in for the injured Sean Murphy. On the mound tonight for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronaldo Lopez. Lopez gets his first start of the year, 30-year-old right-hander from the Dominican Republic and ex-Chicago White Sox. He'll be going head-to-head versus Garrett Crochet. Crochet, in his debut on opening day, through 6 innings, gave up 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, and 5 hits allowed. Backing up Crochet for the White Sox, in left field and leading off, it's Adam Benintendi. Benintendi is batting .125 on the season. Yohan Moncada is batting second and playing third. He has a .250 average on the early season. Batting third and playing center for the White Sox, it's Luis Robert Jr. Robert, 2 home runs, 4 RBI, batting .250. Gavin Sheets is the designated hitter for Chicago. He's 0 for 4 on the season. And Andrew Vaughn is playing first, 2 for 12, a .167 clip. Batting sixth for the Chicago White Sox, it's former Atlanta Brave Braden Shoemake. The shortstop is 3 for 8 with 1 home run, 1 RBI, and a stolen base, batting .375. Dominic Fletcher is in right field for the Sox, 1 for 9 on the year. And Little Nicky Lopez, the second baseman for the Chicago White Sox, former Atlanta Brave, is playing second base, batting eighth with a .111 average. Behind the plate tonight for the Chicago White Sox and batting ninth, it's Martin Maldonado. Maldonado is 0 for 8 on the young year. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Tom Hanahan. First base will be manned by Laz Diaz. Second base umpire Mike Estabrook. And down the third base line, it's Eric Backus. We are at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 210 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Game time temperature is expected at 43 degrees with a chance of precipitation. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves White Sox Game 2 of a 3-game set. Get your game face on, Braves country.
To left center. Can Andrew catch up with it? A diving catch ends the game!
Hit to deep right center field. Andrew Jones. Oh, good night. That's why that man's a Gold Glover. I mean, that saved 3 runs.
Where Singles Would Go to Die by D.M. McGee, 2024. He'd lean forth an inch. Closer and closer, we all came to see 25. Our pitchers were fearless, on the hill with no worries, backed by the greatest center fielder alive. Into the gap? Ha, that's a laugh. Jones was faster than light. Andrew would dart more like an art, the crowd oohing and awing with sighs. Bombs from the plate, speed on the base, a swing and a smile and big fly. But we came to gaze, and were always amazed, where Singles Would Go to Die. Where Singles Would Go to Die by D.M. McGee, 2024.
Eat your heart out, Willie Mays.
Exactly. That's a tougher play than Willie Mays made.
Darn tootin'.
Join the Country Club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops, members-only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Braves country. Your Atlanta Braves set to take on the Chicago White Sox. The Braves are in gray tops and gray pants. Lettering in red, numerals in red, outlined by blue on the chest. Atlanta Tomahawk underneath in red. And the name's on back in navy. We're just about set. Yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country. The first pitch on the way. Ronald Acuna Jr. swung on, popped up, can of corn. Maldonado bending. He will not make the catch. Drops harmlessly into foul territory behind home plate. Lot of real estate behind home plate. In foul territory, it's 0-1. Little wind helped us out there. The wind, by the way, is blowing out pretty stiffly. The left-hander Crochet goes back to work. The first pitch, 98 miles an hour, blows it right by him. It's 0-2. White Sox are in all-white uniforms, top to bottom, black pinstripes, socks on the chest in black ball caps. The 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled back again. We'll do it again. Crochet really bringing it. Every pitch up in the upper 90s so far. The 0-2 Rocks and fires. High and inside. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Crochet comes set. Here's the pitch. Swing, and ball gets away. Acuna does not offer to go to the runaway. He might have had a chance to get down to first base, but instead he just quietly goes back to the dugout. There's one away. I don't know if he realized how far that ball got away. It got away quite a bit. He probably couldn't beat that out, but nonetheless, that'll bring Ozzie Albies to the plate. Ozzie, from the right side, open stance. The first pitch from the left-hander is a fastball. Swung on, fouled straight back, 98 miles an hour. It's 0-1. First time the Braves obviously seeing this rookie pitch. Garrett Crochet, one of their top prospects, one of the top prospects, pitching prospects in baseball. The 0-1 pitch, down and away, misses, 1-1. So he went 98 fastball and a changeup on the outer edge. Just get it going here. The 1-1 from Crochet, quickly back to work, swung on, comebacker, just past the pitcher mound. Instead, Nicky Lopez, second baseman, grabs it, flips it over to first, and it's a 4-3 put out, one away. Braves nothing, White Sox nothing, 2 down, top of the first inning. Austin Riley hit a 3-run home run yesterday. The birthday boy takes the first pitch, 99 miles an hour right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Austin Riley turned 27 years old today. 294 average, 1 home run, 5 RBI. The 0-1 misses high and inside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Chilly evening here in Chicago. The 1-1 misses high, 2-1. Went back with the fastball, 99 miles an hour. He is really bringing it. You wonder how long he can bring that consistently, if that's going to wear him out. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. 98, pumping it right by him. We talked about this at the pregame. Felt like that he would definitely have the advantage first time through the order. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll end the inning. 2 strikeouts for the young Southpaw phenom, and we will be back in a flash here on Braves Country Baseball.
You come at the king, you best not miss.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
Nobody's got anything bad to say about Dustin Pedroia. Okay, if he didn't mention Dustin Pedroia, I wouldn't have said a word. But the fact that he mentioned Big Papi in the steroid era, when you want to bring that clown, that joke of a player up, they broke a great player. Ted Williams was one of the greatest players ever. And the fact that you would bring the fact up that he broke his record after he's pumping steroids in his behind, I don't want to hear about it. You could have picked 10 better Red Sox than Big Papi.
I like him. I'm a Red Sox fan.
Of course you like him. You like the Gators. You like Aerosmith. There's a lot of things you like that the rest of the world don't. I don't know much, but I know one thing. Billy Bills gets to show game ball today.
Armchair.
You're not sick tonight, are you? Good. Your tongue's going to be hanging out. Tell him to throw up on his own time.
You think about it. What is there in your life, besides your love of family maybe, that carries all the way through from almost your earliest recollections till the day you die, and you care about it in one way or another? There are very, very few things that make that list. We come to things at various times in our lives when we can comprehend them, when we have an interest in them. But we have a child's interest in baseball, in my case from the time I was 5. I can't imagine never having an interest in baseball. So it will be one of the few things in my life that I have cared about in one way or another all the way through.
Braves Country Radio, pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Ronaldo Lopez fires the first pitch to Benintendi. He takes a swing and lifts it down the left field line into foul territory. Adam Duvall will make the catch, and there's one away. Braves nothing, Sox nothing, bottom of the first inning. Highly anticipated starts for both of these young men. Ronaldo Lopez, first start he's had in a couple of years, and of course, Garrett Crochet trying to answer what he did on opening day, which was 1 run allowed across 6 innings and 8 strikeouts. The first pitch on the way to Makata is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Yohan Makata, one of the top prospects in baseball a few years back batting .250 with the .794 OPS. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. So far, the fastball's coming in around 93, 94, but he may dial that up later. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball, 95, top shelf, outer edge. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the fastball. Snuck it inside. There's 2 away. Got him right in his kitchen. Probably chased one a little inside the zone, but with 2 strikes, got to be hard to lay off of that one. So 2 down. Bottom of the first. Braves nothing, Sox nothing. The pitch. Inside. Misses to Luis Robert. It's 1-0. Robert already with 2 home runs on the year. By far the best bat this White Sox lineup has. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, lifted high, down the right field line, and fighting the wind. Ronald Acuna Jr., that masked man will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the top of the second. Olsen, Ozuna, Duvall coming to the dish.
John Lester will be remembered as a very intense, consistent pitcher. He was so consistent that in 241 starts for the Red Sox, he had a 3.64 ERA, and in 171 starts with the Cubs, he also had a 3.64 ERA. In 1995, a contest was held to name a future Arizona baseball team. The name Diamondbacks won, but there were some other choices. The Arizona Diamondbacks were almost the Rattlers, Scorpions, Phoenixes, or Coyotes.
Baseball's thought of as this game of geometry, the game of geometry. It's perfect. It's 90 feet, it's 60 feet, it's this, it's that. Everything's perfect, right angles, everything's all that. And then it has the strictest rules, and it has the strictest history, everything interpreted. And kids play it all over the place with 2 bases, 1 base, with a car parked in the middle of where they're playing. They play it in the street. We played it in the hollow, used trees for bases. We call it the hollow, where I lived in Lexington, Virginia. We had a wonderful baseball game. You can improvise baseball in a living room. You can improvise baseball on a New York street, and people do every day. You can play it in a pasture. You can play it on the side of a hill. You can play baseball anywhere.
Welcome back. Matt Olson will lead us off. The first pitch from Garrett Crochet is on the outer edge. Misses 97 miles an hour. It's 1-0. The 1-0.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
1-0 misses high and inside. It's 2-0. It's about that time for roll call. 2-0 pitch, down and away, ball 3-3. Good evening to Robert. Braves Country Country Club member Jonah, as the 3-0 pitch misses high and inside, ball 4. So we got a leadoff walk to start us off here in the top of the second inning. Good evening to Gary, Underwater, Kal-El, Texas Repo, Gavin, Frog Dog. That's a funny name. What else do we have here? Is the first pitch on the way to Ozuna is swung on. It looks like he fouled it off of his leg. Appears to be okay, but he is wincing a little bit of a limp. I don't think I've missed anybody. If we've missed anybody, jump on in the chat. We'll say a howdy hi to you. Yeah, it went off the lower part of his right leg. It's an 0-1 count to Ozuna. The pitch. Inside. Sweeper missed well inside. 1-1. Lefty, righty, Olsen on first. Nobody out. The pitch to Ozuna. Swing and a miss. 98 miles an hour right there in on his hands on the inner cut of the zone 1 and 2. So a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Caught, looking, strike 3. Nasty 94 mile an hour. Looked like that was his cutter that just clipped the zone on the outer edge. So that'll bring up Adam Duvall to the plate. Duvall last season had 21 home runs and an 834 OPS. The first pitch is a 96 mile an hour four-seam fastball. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Garrett Crochet. The southpaw kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 97 up top. 0-2. Crochet, 6'6", 245-pounder out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Played his college ball for the University of Tennessee. He was drafted by the White Sox back in 2020, the number 11 pick overall in the draft. The 0-2 pitch from Crochet, 97 misses just high and inside, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Runner on first. One down. The pitch. In the dirt. Good take by Duvall on that one. Evens up the count at 2-2. Braves and White Sox due to square off one more time tomorrow at 2:10 first pitch. We'll have it right here. Pregame show come your way about 1:30 p.m. The pitch to Duvall, swung on, chopped foul down the line. So a 2-2 count. We could end up with a snow game tomorrow. If it's not bad snow, they would play through it. Now, obviously, if it's blistering, they can't see. That would be a different deal. But the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, 98 miles an hour up top. This kid can bring it. So 2 down. Matt Olson still on first. Reach via the walk. Duvall lost his helmet in the swing. He was coming out of his shoes. He was trying to hit a 9-run home run on that one. Crochet flips it back over to first to keep the fleet-footed Olson close by. I don't know if he knows that Olson's not likely to run, even if there's a fire. Lefty-lefty matchup. Michael Harris II takes the first pitch inside. Close shave, little chin music, 98 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Of course, the first time through the line, the Braves players are going to be trying to see as many pitches as they can, you would think, so they get a better idea of what they're going at in the second go-around. The 1-0 pitch swung on, grounded over to second. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put-out, and that'll end the inning. Braves put one on but can't get him across. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the second we go in Chicago.
Cutest diner right beside my neighborhood. It's called Waffle House. It goes for this antique chic view, and props to the designers because they definitely made it feel old. The menu had several different breakfast options. I asked the waitress what's her favorite thing. She said Xanax, but I just went ahead and went with the All-Star Special. I asked her what paired best, and she gave me a Mr. Pibb. It was awesome. The bacon was a little undercooked, so I asked the chef to throw it back on the grill for a bit, and she said fight me. They're so quirky there. Great experience. 10 out of 10.
Rio de Janeiro to here, do you know how far that is?
6,842 miles.
Well,
Look.
do you know what kind of mail system they must have?
The Brazilian mail system, government run, with an annual budget of 27,485,000 pesetas.
How do you know these things?
You mean I'm right?
I swear to you, some white people are so extra, because if they see somebody they don't know or ain't seen in a while, they'll be like, Tom, is that you? Well, shove a stick up my ass and call me a corn dog. How you been?
In 1936, two new stars made their first appearances in the big leagues. The first was a 17-year-old fastball pitcher from Iowa, whose father had built him his own practice field. He was signed by the Cleveland Indians, and in his very first start, he struck out 15 St. Louis Browns. A few weeks later, he set an American League record by striking out 17 A's. Then, he went back home to finish high school. His name was Bob Feller.
We went to the World Series in 1934 in St. Louis and saw the Gas House Gang. And I thought right then and there that I was only 15, that Major League Baseball wasn't that far away. And not being cocky, I had a lot of confidence. My father gave me a lot of confidence. I never was afraid of a batter on a mound. They may hit me well, but I was never afraid of them.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Ronaldo Lopez is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Ray Lowe, just 7 pitches in that first inning. The 1-0 pitch. 94 misses outside, 2-0. So a 2-0 count to Gavin Sheets, the designated hitter. 10 home runs last year and a .599 OPS. Righty-lefty. Bit of an open stance. The 2-0 swing and a miss up top. 94, pumped it right by him. It's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, pops it up, but it'll bend out of play over the third base dugout. 2-2. Atlanta Braves come into the game 3-1 on the year. 2 games in front of the pack. The 2-2, down and in, 3-2. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He went around, strike 3. He tried to play it off and head on down to first, but home plate umpire Hanahan says no dice. And Sheets blown away. 1 down. Good bender by Ray Lowe. See some dark clouds, but they don't look as threatening as the ones yesterday. The first pitch on the way from Lopez to Andrew Vaughn, righty-righty matchup, is a bender up in the zone on the outer edge for a strike. It's 1-0. 82-mile-an-hour slider. The 0-1. Swing! Pops it back foul. 95 miles an hour. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. The pitch just misses the outer edge. That was a nice slider by Lopez. Vaughn able to hold off 1-2. The 1-2. Lopez lets her go. Swung on. Chopper back to the mound. Lopez bobbles it, grabs it, flips it, and it's a 1-3 put out. 2 away. Good rebound by Lopez. Comebacker kind of handcuffed him, and he was able to grab a hold of it, keep his composure, and flip it over to first. That'll bring up Braden Shoemake. Shoemake, the ex-Atlanta Brave, you remember last year, is the first pitch on the way to Shoemake is inside 96 miles an hour, 1-0. It was him and Vaughn Grissom vying for the shortstop position in spring training, and lo and behold, Orlando Arcia got the job and got the extension all in one fell swoop. The 1-0 pitch, 95 misses outside wide, 2-0. Shoemake known for his glove, but is batting .375 on the young year, 1125 OPS. The 2-0 pitch swung on, pops it up over towards left. Drifting back just before the foul line is Adam Duvall, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We come back. Orlando Arcia, Chadwick Tromp, and Ronald Acuna Jr. coming to the dish.
God gives the hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. When did I sign up for the war? When did I enlist?
Facebook just killed me. Dear Santa, I am writing this on the day after Xmas, and I am very sad. I only received one of the 2 presents I asked for. Since you ate my cookies, I will assume that my missing gift was a mistake. I will give you 1 week to fix this, Jeremy. Dear Jeremy, I am sorry you are disappointed with your presents. You asked for 2 very expensive presents, and Santa can only do so much. You need to learn to be grateful for what you have, not upset about what you don't. If you continue to complain, I will have no choice but to add you to the naughty list next year, Santa. Dear Fatty, your threats don't scare me. I played your game and you did not deliver. This is not okay. I will give you 1 week and then you will pay. Jeremy. P.S. I don't know why you care that it's expensive when you have elf slaves to make things for you. I think you are naughty for having slaves. Period, Jeremy.
Ichiro finished his first season, leading the American League in at-bats, hits, batting average, and stolen bases, won a Gold Glove Award, and was voted Rookie of the Year and MVP. It would be his first of 9 consecutive 200-hit seasons, breaking a record set by Wee Willie Keeler a century earlier in 1901. Other big league clubs were now eager to sign the next Ichiro.
That's a great thing about globalization, that people can take this thing that you played with and invented, and maybe to some degree spoiled with whatever's going on here, and it can go to an entirely different place and be recreated and regrown as if it's a hybrid flower of some kind, and come back and show you the game maybe in a different way, and maybe in a way it used to be that you hadn't thought of in a long time.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The first pitch on the way to Orlando Arcia. It's a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, lefty-righty, kicks and fires, 97 up top, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. In case you missed the cover country earlier, video drops every day. Country club members get it instantly. If you're not a country club member, become one today. The video will drop to you about a little less than an hour before first pitch of the first games. The 0-2 pitch swung on and chopped right into his instep. It's 0-2. The picks that we had for tonight, Braves, White Sox, the over-under, -10.5. Boston money line tonight is the 0-2 pitch. Whoa, inside 97 miles an hour, high heat. 1-2. That's on a -145 on the money line. Arizona -125 on the money line. Is the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 99 miles an hour just above the knees. And Arcia could not keep up. And the last pick of the night was San Francisco, LA, the under at 8.5. Pretty good pitching matchup out there. So that'll bring Ronald Acuna Jr. to the plate. Chadwick Tromp to the plate. Tromp takes a hack at the first pitch, swung on and fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Tromp's wearing that same type of mask that Acuna's wearing. The 0-1 pitch. Down below the knees, not 84-mile-an-hour bender. Man, that has got to be nasty to deal with 1-1. You've got 84 miles an hour below the kneecaps, and then he sizzles 99 up top. The 1-1 pitch, nice pitch. Slider out there on the outer edge, 84. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Crochet comes set, kicks and fires, swung on, pops it up, high in the sky. Fair catch being made by Braden Shoemake. He'll make the catch, twisting and almost collided with the left fielder Benintendi, but holds on to away. That wind is wreaking havoc out there last couple of days. Both teams you've seen fighting it. So 2 down, and that will bring Ronald Acuna Jr. to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout. First pitch on the way. Slider about chest high. It's 0-1. Acuna batting .353 on the year. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball, 97 miles an hour. They're going to call that a ball. Looked like it hit the zone. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Crochet comes set. Swing and fisted into the glove of the first baseman, Andrew Vaughn. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves go quietly once again. We come back, the bottom of the order for the White Sox.
Y'all, I can't believe my mama used to drop me off at the skating rink with no cash, no phone, and go home and wait for a collect call from, "Hey, Mama, I'm ready. You can come and pick me up now."
What's your biggest pet peeve that really isn't that serious, but it still annoys the hell out of you? I'll go first. I don't know why, but it really, really bugs me when someone takes their food out of the microwave before the time is up, and then they just leave the remaining time up there. Like, come on, dude. Reset the damn thing so I can see what time it is without having to glance at my phone.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah,
What's a transgender athlete?
it's a dude who wants to win so bad, he pretends to be a girl.
I'm not being asked to do anything that none of us hasn't done before in our own kitchens in our own home. Now, quick, kill 5 eels. What? I'm serious. Every restaurant critic in Seattle is out there, and they all want anguilla, so start killing eels. Wait. How do you suggest I do that? How do I know? You're the chef. Throw a toaster in the damn tank for all I care.
It is played everywhere, in parks and playgrounds and prison yards, in back alleys and farmers' fields, by small children and old men, raw amateurs and millionaire professionals. It is a leisurely game that demands blinding speed, the only game in which the defense has the ball. It follows the seasons, beginning each year with the fond expectancy of springtime, ending with the hard facts of autumn. It is a haunted game in which every player is measured against the ghosts of all who have gone before. Most of all, it is about time and timelessness, speed and grace, failure and loss, imperishable hope and coming home.
Welcome back. Ronaldo Lopez goes back to work, 20 pitches into the night. The first pitch from Raylo to the left-handed Fletcher, 95 miles an hour from the right-hander. Outer edge, it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Slow curveball on the outer edge, just misses the zone. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch swung on and fouled back 95 miles an hour up top. We'll get into the stands over the third base side. 1-2. He's got a 20-mile-an-hour difference between that curveball and that fastball. And he mixes in that slider. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball. Caught looking. Strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. He'll go on back to the dugout. 1 away. That was just right down the pipe. Not really where Tromp was set up at. Tromp was set up on the outer edge. I think it just froze him. He wasn't expecting something so good, but 2 strikes. That'll bring Nicky Lopez to the plate. Nicky, righty-lefty matchup, first pitch, 95 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. If you remember Nicky last year with the Braves, when he had success, it was normally slapping the ball to left field. He's not scared to go the opposite way. The 0-1 pitch, curveball way outside wide, 1-1. The 1-1. Kicks and fires. Fastball. Foul back out of play. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Mets game still has not began, by the way. Phillies and Reds are playing through the rain. The 1-2 pitch. Swing! Fouls it back. Slaps against the screen behind the backstop. 1-2. Phillies and Reds are in the 6th inning. It is 2-1 bad guys. Looks like the Reds have gotten into the Philly bullpen, so we'll keep you posted. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded up the middle, but right to Ozzie. Ozzie flips it over to first. It's a 4-3 putout, 2 away. Braves nothing, Sox nothing. Two down, bottom of the third. Braves are playing the infield on a shift, and that'll bring the catcher Maldonado to the plate. Maldonado takes the first pitch, 96 miles an hour, a little high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky into center field, but Michael Harris II will camp underneath it. Goggles, mask, and all. He looks like a superhero out there. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What can I get there for you?
Ruby, what do you want?
Hamburger?
Hamburger?
French fries?
French fries?
Salt.
Fart. Ruby!
Dear Jeremy, you are being a very bad little boy because you cannot be happy with what you have. I have talked to your parents and told them to take away your Wii U. Wow. Now you have nothing. Once you learn to be grateful, perhaps you can have it back. I am very disappointed in you, Jeremy. You will need to be an extra good boy this year if you want to make it back on the nice list. Dear Santa, I do not like that stunt you pulled. You are on my naughty list. Now be afraid. Enjoy your cookies next year. Jeremy was not playing.
I have still 2 gloves that I've carded across all the years, and I have them for a purpose. One selfish, one familial. The selfish reason is I love them. I love them because they remind me of what I was when I was a kid, and they allow me to still be a kid when I hold the gloves. I can still see my parents, I can still see the apartment we lived in, all of those things. The familial reason is that my kids, like a lot of kids today, have an excess of things, material things. But my boys who played baseball, when they were 12, 13, or 14, they would occasionally come to me and say, Dad, I can't find my stuff. I can't find my catcher's equipment. You know where my bats went? And I'd go get one of the gloves and I'd say, hold it up, and I'd say, I've had this since 1954. I know where this is. Go find your stuff and don't lose it.
baseball. Atlanta Braves, Chicago White Sox. We head to the top of the fourth. It'll be Ozzy Albies leading off for us. Lefty-righty matchup. The young left-hander kicks and fires the first pitch to Ozzy. 90 miles an hour. Took a little bit off that time. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and chopped foul down the third base line. 0-2. Out-of-town scoreboard has Kansas City over Baltimore 4-1 in the 7th. Philly over Cincinnati 2-1 in the 6th. The 0-2 pitch swung on, and that ball is going to be a comebacker right to the mound to Crochet. He'll flip it underhanded to Vaughn. 1 away. Angels lead the winless Marlins 3-0 in the 7th. Tampa Bay over Texas 5-0 in the 6th. The Cubs 3-0 over the Rockies in the 2nd. First pitch to Austin Riley is a swing and a miss strike, slider down below the knees. It's 0-1. Later on tonight, Houston, Toronto just getting underway, by the way. Top of the first, no score. The 0-1 pitch inside, misses 1-1. Later on tonight, Tigers and Mets are set to start any minute. They're just waiting for the weather to clear. The 1-1 pitch swung on, chopper off the glove of Crochet. It's going to ricochet back to second base. Lopez has it, flips over to first, and it's a 4-3 put out, 2 away. Red Sox and A's 9:40 first pitch. Cleveland, Seattle 9:40. St. Louis, San Diego 9:40, and Arizona Yankees 9:40. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson, who walked on 4 pitches, takes a fastball right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. And at 10:10, you got the Giants and Dodgers rivalry. The 0-1, high and out of the zone, 1-1. Earlier today, Milwaukee 3, Minnesota 2. That's a final. The 1-1 swung on, pops it up. High, but well out of play behind home plate, in between home and home and third. 1-2. Still looking at dark, cloudy skies, but so far so good. We've avoided the rain. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses high, 98 miles an hour. Tried to get him to chase up top. So a 2-2 count. Crochet comes set, kicks and fires, swing, pops it up high in the sky into center field. Fairly shallow, fighting the wind, making the catch is Robert, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. There are no hits. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 0-0 your score.
Call a business owned by a broad and ask to speak to the man in charge. Be a man.
There was 1,000 Brits and 1,000 Americans. Who do you think would win in a fight?
I can't believe I'm about to say this as a Brit, but I've got to be honest. The question there was who would win in a fight between America and the UK. Yeah, the UK doesn't stand a chance. I'm a Brit in America. I have been around Americans. I've spent many months in America, right? What are we going to do with our little butter knives? Nothing. The Americans would simply look at the Brits and say, let's go. Yeah, the Brits would turn up with their marmalade sandwiches, Paddington Bear, and their butter knives. What are the Brits going to do? This fight has already happened between the Brits and America. Yeah. And they won with farmers and pitchforks. What makes you think us Brits, yeah, tally-ho, are going to turn up and win? I'm sorry, it hurts me to say it as a Brit, but I've been around Americans. I understand how Americans are, yeah? It ain't happening. It's game over for the Brits, mate. It's done. See you later, King Charles. See you later, pal.
It crashed into the top of the tower.
I woke up the morning of September 11th.
I had an appearance in Manhattan, waiting for a car service to pick me up. My phone rings. It's the car service saying, "You still going?" I said, "Yeah, why?" I hadn't turned the TV on. He said, "Well, a plane flew into the World Trade Center." Well, I turned on the TV, and then the second plane hit the World Trade Center.
The tragedy was too great to comprehend. The country was in shock. No one knew what was going to happen next. Planes were grounded. Schools and businesses were closed. The financial markets shut down. Major League Baseball canceled all games indefinitely.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Marlo Lopez is a bending curveball, 74 miles an hour on the outer edge to the leadoff hitter, Benintendi. It's 0-1. Braves nothing, Sox nothing. Bottom of the fourth inning. The 0-1 fastball just grabs the outer edge, according to Tom Hanahan. 0-2. It got it. It just got in the neighborhood. It was outside that pitch box on the screen, but that's not always 100%. So an 0-2 count. Righty, lefty, kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Adios, muchacho. One away. Good 95-mile-an-hour fastball just above the letters. Hard to lay off with 2 strikes. That'll bring Yohan Moncada to the plate. Moncada, like everybody else in the game on both sides, is 0-1. The first pitch to Moncada is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Might have got a piece of it. Came out of the glove of Trump. He may have touched it. So an 0-1 count. Wind still swirling here on the south side. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball, 75 miles an hour. Off the edge, wide, 1-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Moncada digs in. The 1-1 misses, 96, 2-1. So a 2-1 count with Lopez at 37 pitches on the evening. As the sun starts to set, the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Outer edge, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-2. Same two teams back at it tomorrow, 2:10. First pitch, we'll have it right here. Should be Spencer Strider Day if their game is not snowed out or rained out. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball, that was a nasty one. A lot of bite to it. About 84 miles an hour. Fell off the table. I don't know how he held off of that one with 2 strikes. It's a full count. So a full count to Moncada. Trump sets up inside the pitch. Swung on that ball, is rifled into right field. That will get down for a base hit. Acuna bobbles the ball, trying to barehand it as it kicked back towards his throwing hand and away from his glove hand. He was able to rally to keep the ball in front of him, and it's a leadoff. It's a 1-out single for the White Sox in the first hit of the game for either side here in the 4th inning. First pitch on the way from Robert to Robert is a swing and a miss strike, 96 miles an hour right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Another cold one here in Chicago. The 0-1 pitch. Off the plate wide, 1-1. The 1-1. Lopez comes set. Lifts the glove and fires. Slider off the edge, and they're going to say he went around 1-2. So a 1-2 count to Robert. Standing on deck is Gavin Sheets, the designated hitter. The 1-2. Lopez turns around, flips it over to first to keep Moncada close by. He's up under the tag. Do it again. Braves win! Braves win! Braves win! Raylo flips it back over to first again. So now he's out of moves over there. He goes over there again. He's got to get it. He calls for the ball. 1-2 pitch. Or the 1-2. And Raylo does go over there one another time, and he's going to cost himself a base. Moncada will go down to second. You can read the expression on Snicker's face of why in the world did he go over there 3 consecutive times. I'm sure they'll talk to him about it. But he had that dumbfounded look in the dugout. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Time for some pine. Robert will go grab a seat. Fastball right up in his kitchen. High heat. 4-seam fastball. Could not catch up. So a runner at second, 2 outs. That could be a key mistake by Lopez in a low-scoring game, giving the White Sox a man in scoring position. First pitch to Gavin Sheets is a curveball down below the knees for a ball. It's 1-0. If he does decide he wants to bat around around Sheets, Andrew Vaughn, the right-hander, stands on deck. The 1-0. Change-up right there at the knees, 87 miles an hour. It's 1-1. Braves nothing, Sox nothing. Bottom of the 4th inning. Not many folks in the crowd tonight. Much like opening day here in Chicago yesterday. The 1-1 pitch, swung on, pops it up, high in the sky. Bending out of play down the left field line between left field and third base into the seats, about 6-7 rows back. We'll do it again. Mets are still in a rain delay. And the Phillies have taken a 3-1 lead in the 6th over the Reds. The 1-2 pitch. Lopez lets her go. Fastball misses high and out of the zone. 95 miles an hour. Almost pitch out territory, 2-2. New York Yankees, one of the undefeated teams in Major League Baseball. They're in Arizona tonight. Zach Gallen versus Cortez. The 2-2. Swung on and sliced foul down the third base line. Giants are in Los Angeles to take on the Dodgers again. They lost 8-3 last night. Tonight should be a pretty good pitching matchup. Webb versus Brazier. So it's essentially a bullpen game for the Dodgers. The 2-2. Down and in. Ball 3, 3-2. Full count. Once again, the right-hander stands on deck. You wonder if Lopez may be pitching around him. He does have a fairly low pitch count. 3-2 pitch, swung on, pops it up. That'll bend back out of play into the stands behind home plate. Full count once again. This game has one of those feelings like one or two runs could be monumental with the way Crochet is pitching on the mound. The 3-2 pitch, 97 miles an hour, inside misses, and he'll walk the designated hitter Sheets. Head on down to first. You got runners on first and second, 2 outs. Andrew Vaughn, the right-handed slugging first baseman, coming to the plate. Little surprised they don't use one of their mound visits to go talk to him right now. First pitch on the way is swung on. That ball is hit on the ground, backhanded by Arcia, fires it over to second, and it's a 6-4 put out to end the inning. Hard hit ball, but they hit them where they ain't. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Baseball is the very symbol, the outward and visible expression of the drive and push and rush and struggle of the raging, tearing, booming 19th century. Mark Twain.
Hitting is not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity v in relation to the trajectory t, in which g, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
Now, who are you again?
Assistant to the traveling secretary.
You're the guy who put us in that Ramada in Milwaukee.
You want to talk about hotels? Or you want to win some ball games?
Hey, we won the World Series.
In 6 games.
And there's quickly 2 away. Just 7 pitches into the inning. Freddie Freeman comes to the plate. Here's the first pitch to Freddie Freeman, hit high and deep in center field. It's going back. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! The Braves lead it 5-4. Freddie Freeman comes through in a big way. He takes Josh Hader deep. The Atlanta Braves lead it 5-4 on the bat of Freddie Freeman. The crowd is going bananas.
In 1882, owners of Midwestern clubs left out of the National League established a league of their own, the American Baseball Association. Its games cost just a quarter, its teams played on Sundays, and its ballparks sold liquor. The new Beer and Whiskey League drew bigger, rowdier crowds, the stands filled with working men and immigrants, not the middle-class, native-born fans who followed the National League. It was baseball's heyday. Competition flourished, play improved, attendance skyrocketed, and huge wood and iron grandstands were built in all the big cities. The 2 leagues staged an end-of-the-season championship.
Welcome back. First pitch to Marcell Ozuna is right there at the knees for a strike. It's on 1. 0-1 pitch. Swung on. That ball is ripped into left field, but right at the left fielder Benintendi. The Braves have still yet to collect a hit. There's 1 down. One down. That'll bring Adam Duvall to the plate. Duvall 0 for 1. The first pitch on the way is a fastball, 94 miles an hour. Just grabs the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 from Crochet. Swung on. That ball is hit into center field. That'll get down for a base hit, and we're off the schneid. Adam Duvall gets things going finally in the top of the 5th. Just a dinker, a dunker in the center field, but we'll take it. That'll bring Michael Harris II to the plate. Harris takes the first pitch, 92 on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and slices that foul over the third base dugout. It's 0-2. Harris hitting .412 on the season, 1 home run, 1180 OPS. The 0-2 pitch. Slider just off the edge. They're going to ring him up, strike 3. Kind of a half-hearted go-around. Tried to hold up, but it did look like he offered. 2 away. So 2 down. That'll bring Orlando Arce to the plate. Arce will take the first pitch. Slider bends in there for a strike, 83 miles an hour. It's 0-1. Crochet, by the way, only at 61 pitches. Really economical. The 0-1. Crochet fires. High and out of the zone. 1-1. Orlando batting .412 on the year, 1092 OPS. The 1-1. Swing, and that ball is laced down the left field, into left field, down for a base hit. We got runners on first and second. There are 2 outs. Number 9 hitter, Chadwick Trump, comes to the plate. Good piece of hit by the Magic Kingdom there. He just stayed back. Those hands followed through. Rips it into left field. White Sox played the infield back. The first pitch is a curveball well out of the zone. High and wide, it's 1-0. Trump's got to be thinking he's going to get something to hit there, because last thing he wants to do is load the bases with Ronald Acuna Jr. standing on deck. Trump flew out in the 3rd inning, the 1-0 pitch. Just grabs the outer edge, I guess. 1-1. Looked like it might have been a touch off, but hard to tell. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way outside wide, 95 miles an hour. Good play by Maldonado to keep that from going to the backstop. 2-1. Count in Trump's favor now, a 2-1 count. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. They'll be going at the crack of the bat. Quick powwow on the mound by Maldonado. Looked like Moncada went out there to talk, or at least listen as well. Braves nothing, Sox nothing. Duvall on second. Arce on first. Trump at the plate. And Acuna looming on deck. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 97 miles an hour. Pumped it right by him. It's 2-2. So a 2-2 count. The lefty comes set. The pitch. Swing! Hits right to Moncada at third. He'll step on the bag and beat Duvall to it, and that'll end the inning. Braves finally put a rally together, but cannot get across the plate. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country Radio.
Oh, God. Just keep your mouth shut. You're just making it worse.
I'm just feeling really down these days, and I don't know why. Have you exercised today? No. Did you go outside? No. Did you talk to anyone? No. Did you eat well? No. Did you limit your scrolling time? No. Did you make any plans? No. Did you drink enough water? No. Did you get enough sleep? No. Wait, yes. Yes to that one. Yeah, no, it's, what a mystery.
Over the next few days, the nation slowly began to regroup. Thousands made their way to New York to help search the rubble for survivors. Only a handful were found. They're still trying to find people, Derek Jeter, a resident of Manhattan, said. I really don't think it's the right time to play baseball. On Friday, September 14th, Commissioner Bud Selig announced that baseball would begin again the following Monday.
Following Monday, when they opened Wall Street, the streets were ringed with men with machine guns. There was still smoke pouring out of the pyre of the World Trade Center. A cop recognizes me. He says, "How are you?" I said, I'm all right. I'm all right. "How are you?" He says, "I'm worried." I said, "Yeah, I'm worried too." He said, "I'm worried about the Mets." And I sort of snapped out of it. I said, "You're worried about the Mets?" He said, "Yeah, well, I mean, the season resumes tonight, and I'm really worried. You're in Pittsburgh. I mean, do you think they've got enough to get back in the pennant race? I mean, they were doing so well, and can they catch the Braves?" I said, "How on earth could that possibly matter? We're standing, I mean, the smoke coming up from behind us." And when, he says, "Well," he says, "it doesn't matter. Of course it doesn't matter. I got 300 friends dead. It doesn't matter." He says, "But tonight, 7 o'clock, and all day the rest of today, I can look forward to 7 o'clock where I can put my feet up and pretend it does matter.
Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. Ronaldo Lopez, 5 strikeouts so far, 1 walk, 1 hit allowed. Good start by the right-hander. First pitch on the way to Shoemake is a 93 mile an hour. Looked like it. The fastball just missed down and away. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch. Off the plate wide, 2-0. Lopez signed the 4-year deal in the offseason. A bit of a utility knife. They could put him in the bullpen. He could even be asked to close if need be. The 2-0 pitch swung on, pops it up high in the sky. Camping underneath it is Duvall. He'll make the catch, and there's 1 away. One down. Braves infield playing back. Bit of a shift on. The right fielder, left-handed bat of Fletcher. Dominic Fletcher 0 for 1. First pitch is a curveball in the outer edge up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fastball misses high and wide. 1-1. Fletcher struck out in the third. The 1-1, 94 mile an hour fastball misses outside. Ball 2. Braves will finish this series up tomorrow, and then Friday, after a day off on Thursday, is the 2-1 pitch. Swung on. That ball is laced over towards second. Backhanded by Ozzie. Ozzie flips it over to Olsen. A 4-3 put out, 2 away. Braves will head back to Atlanta and have their own opening day, as they will welcome in the defending National League champion Arizona Diamondbacks. Nicky Lopez comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. First pitch to Lopez is a curveball up high, misses outside, 1-0. Normally, you'd hear a groan from the crowd if hearing about the team that went to the World Series coming to town, but it's okay in Braves country because they stopped the Phillies from going. The 1-0 pitch swung on, swatted back foul. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Nobody on, 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth. The pitch. Swung on, slapped over towards left field. That's going to dribble through the infield for a base hit. And it's a 2-out single for Nicky Lopez. That's a Nicky Lopez special. That's what I was talking about earlier. When he faces the hard throwers on the right-handed side, he's not afraid to just take it the other way and try to dribble it through the infield or maybe flip it out there to left field. So 2 down, 1 out, or 2 down, 1 on, excuse me. The number 9 hitter, Maldonado, to the plate. Maldonado takes a fastball right there, 95 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Ronaldo Lopez at just 64 pitches, so if he can get out of this inning pretty quickly, you would expect him to go back out there for a 6th inning. The 0-1, swung on, pops it up. Speak of the devil, it's a can of corn to short. RC has got it, and that'll end the inning. Sox put one on, but the Braves keep them scoreless. It's 0-0 in the Windy City.
Hey, I know y'all do stuff different in Africa, but this ain't gonna fly in my American church. A South African pastor who claims to heal people by farting in their face claims he farts the Holy Spirit. Ain't no way. First of all, if you fart the Holy Spirit, I fart cash register sounds. Can't believe y'all letting that man sit down on y'all face. Y'all ain't scared of mist? Yeah, it goes through cotton. You can't even really see it. It's like a spooky dookie. Our people don't think. Not every day is gonna be a fart. But I can't see how y'all let him sit on y'all face after 2 or 3 sermons. You know you sweat on the pulpit. Now you smell like Holy Ghost nuts.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
You're out of luck because that's like all I got, dude. I'm like 95% cringe, and then it stops because I didn't have enough to get 100%. So it's just cringe, and that's all. Embrace the cringe!
The New York Yankees' first game was in Chicago.
The remarkable part was we go out there and in the stands you see We Love New York, and we're in Chicago, and you know that, you know, in Boston they were playing New York, New York. That type of stuff just gave you goosebumps when you realized that it was just a country coming together. And our baseball was there to distract the people from, you know, thinking about the horrors that just went on.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves. Chicago White Sox scoreless. We head to the top of the 6th inning. It'll be the top of the Braves lineup. Coming to the plate, Ronald Acuna Jr. digs in against the left-hander Crochet. The first pitch is a slider down on the outer edge. For a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty kicks. Swing and a miss. Slider down below the knees. Just inside. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. The pitch. Fastball misses high. Tried to get a chase a 95-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer edge. The 1-2. 96-mile-an-hour fastball just misses high. As Maldonado sent it back to Crochet, kind of shook his head in response to that call. He wanted that call. It looked like it may have touched the zone, the 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3, doesn't matter. Acuna never got the bat off his shoulders. 1 away. He has been clueless against Crochet. I'm sure he hopes that's the last time he's got to face him. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies, 96 miles an hour. Just kisses the black on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul off the plate. It's 0-2. Braves have really been hard-pressed to get anything going against this young left-hander. You just want to get that pitch count up so you can get into that White Sox bullpen. The 0-2 pitch, down in the dirt, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. The pitch from Crochet, outside wide, 2-2. 94-mile-an-hour four-seamer. The 2-2 offering from Crochet, swung on, and that is dribbled up the middle. Shortstop Shoemake's got it, flips it over to first, and it's a 6-3 put out, 2 down. That'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Austin Riley trying to break this scoreless tie. He'll take the first pitch and swings and pops it up. That ain't going to do it. High and shallow left field, shallow right field, coming in making the catch is Fletcher. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Top of the order for the White Sox on the way. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Smoking meth and posting Bible quotes on Facebook does not make you a Methodist.
When I committed to Florida State, the things that happened to me and my family was unbelievable. Living in the state of Alabama, 35 minutes from Tuscaloosa. I mean, my mailbox getting beat down. Thank the Lord, Home Depot had these mailboxes you could stick in the ground. I still don't have grass that grows in my front yard at my hometown house. Somebody poisoned my grass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I smelled gasoline. Fans would send my grandmother, hate mail. You going at grandma? Just because her grandson ain't going to Alabama?
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning, Derek Jeter came to bat.
Young Hun Kim trying to send this game to the 11th.
It was 4 minutes after midnight on November 1st.
Taking care of the first 2 here in the 10th. Jeter hits it into right. Back at the wall. Game over. Yankees win and the series is tied.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way from Lopez is off to Benintendi. He's going to drop a bunt down. He will beat that out. An infield single for Benintendi. 1 on, nobody out. They were playing back on the grass, and he just dropped it down there. Perfectly laid bunt. That ball was just dropped into no man's land. That is a perfect drag bunt. So that'll bring up Moncada to the plate. Moncada, 1 for 2, nobody out, 1 on. Start the bottom of the 6th. Lopez is at 66 pitches. Benintendi dancing back and forth at first. Here's the pitch. Outside wide, 1-0. Moncada showed bunt. Didn't offer. The 1-0. Lopez turns around and flips it over to first. Benintendi under the tag. The 1-0 pitch. On the way. Fastball misses high and inside, 2-0. So a 2-1 count. Big spot here in a scoreless game. You got a runner on first, nobody out. In the top of the order, the 2-0 swung on, fouled down the line, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Lopez kicks and fires. Curveball just below the knees. That was a good pitch. Moncada's been able to lay off that bender down below the knees over the plate. I don't know how he's laying off of that. If he gets him to swing at that, he probably rolls that over into a double play. The 3-1. Fastball misses wide, ball 4. So Lopez in a bit of a jam now after that infield bunt single and walking the second batter of the inning. You got runners on first and second, nobody out. In a scoreless game, runs appear to be at a premium. Braves still haven't gotten into the White Sox bullpen. That'll bring the White Sox top bat to the plate, Luis Robert. In Philadelphia, the Phillies have opened up an 8-1 lead. The four-seam fastball is swung on and fouled back out of play over the first base dugout. It's 0-1. Bryce Harper hit a grand slam to break it out to 8-1 over the Reds. So it doesn't look like we'll gain any ground on them tonight. Aaron Bummer's warming up in the bullpen. The 0-1 pitch swung on, lifted high, fairly deep into center field, actually right on the warning track, but Harris does have it. He'll fire it into the infield, but not before Benintendi makes it down to third. You got runners on the corners, 1 out. So Robert did not come through with the base hit, but that's a big at bat there for Luis Robert because you move the runner over to third with less than 2 outs in a scoreless game. That ball really carried much further than it looked like it was going to. That wind is whipping. You can see some of the trash that's coming out of the stands and flipping around in the back end of the outfield. First pitch to Sheets is swung on and hammered down the first base line, but foul. It's 0-1. Sheets walked his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Vaughn stands on deck. Aaron Bummer is warming up in the bullpen, the left-hander, so you'd think he'll be asked to get, if it goes that far, to come in to face Shoemaker Fletcher. The 0-1 pitch, right there for a strike. It's 0-2. Good fastball. Big pitch. So 2 strikes. Love a strikeout here, but a pop-up anything. Braves corners are in, but they're in double play depth. The 0-2 pitch, swung on, pops it up. It's going towards the outfield, and that's going to get down for a base hit, and the White Sox take a 1-0 lead. A blooper, a bleeder that just gets over the head of Ozzie Albies and in front of Acuna and Harris. A seeing eye single. The Texas Leaguer makes it 1-0. Good pitch, got in on his hands, but he was just able to fist it into the outfield. So runners on first and second, 1 out. Kranitz will finally come out there and talk to him. Bummer is the only this is a bummer. Bummer is the only one warming up in the bullpen. Remember, he got slapped around by the Phillies the other day. Bummer also an ex-White Sox. The left-hander. So you got Andrew Vaughn coming to the plate, so they'll leave Lopez in. If he gets anything past it, I would think that's when Bummer would come in to face Fletcher, the lefty. First pitch on the way is a slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and hammered down the left field line, but just foul. Good night, Irene. That ball was scorched, but he couldn't keep it straight. Evens up the count at 1-1. Sox 1, Braves nothing, bottom of the 6th. The pitch. Swung on, pops it back foul. It's 1-2. Keep it right here at 1-0. Figure you're eventually going to knock Crochet out of the game. And then you have a chance at the Sox bullpen. The 1-2. Lopez comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing and fouls it back 95 miles an hour. We'll do it again at 1-2. One nothing Chicago over Atlanta. The Braves took game 1 of the series. Not guaranteed to get a third game of this series. The Braves would really like to get this win. The 1-2 pitch. The slider misses well out of the zone. High. That was a hanger, 2-2. You wonder if Lopez might be running out of steam. He hasn't had a start in a couple of years. Now, they stretched him out in the spring training. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's hammered over to Arce. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. An atom ball got us out of the inning. When we come back, the heart of the order, Olsen, Ozuna, Duvall coming to the dish.
You guys, I got on the scale this morning, and let me tell you, the armor of God is heavy. Isn't it great to know that he's always there?
I woke up today, I said, you know what, I'm gonna look cute. I'm gonna actually look like a girl. I'm gonna put some makeup on. I decided to straighten my hair. Outfit trash, but you know what, we did the makeup. Class is canceled. So you mean to tell me I fought for my life for this eyeliner for nobody to see it?
Hey, I don't know who I need to talk to in order to put this in action, but I think buying groceries with no food stamps should help boost your credit score.
What is a random baby name that you 100% will be naming your kid no matter what your spouse says?
I'm going to name him Wussel, so people think he has a speech impediment.
In Game 6, Randy Johnson came through again for Arizona, and they beat New York 15-2 in Phoenix. In Game 7, for the third time, Curt Schilling started for Arizona. Roger Clemens again pitched for New York.
Curt Schilling, who last night guaranteed a victory, saying we're going to win. The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. Infield in, 1 out.
The one problem is Rivera throws inside the left-handers, and left-handers get a lot of broken bat hits into the shallow part of the outfield. That's the danger in bringing the infield in with a guy like Rivera on the mound.
There's just enough time in baseball to see tragedy or triumph headed your way. Season's over.
The Diamondbacks are world champions.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Garrett Crochet fires the first pitch in of the 7th inning. They're going to call that a strike. Looked like it missed inside. It's 0-1. Matt Olson, 0-for-1 with the walk. The 0-1 pitch. 96, just misses the outer edge. 1-1. Might have been a makeup call. That one looked like it might have touched the outer edge. So 1-1 count. Lefty. Crochet kicks, deals, swing and a miss over the top. 1-2. The 1-2 from Crochet, 82 pitches into the night. So very economical still. The pitch on the way. Woo, slider just misses outside. That was a close one. Too close for comfort. Thankfully, that was called a ball, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Olsen calls for time. Kicks back in. The pitch. Inside, ball 3. Full count to Olsen. One swing could tie this up. Standing on deck is Marcell Ozuna. Remember, Crochet had a long wait that last half inning. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chased the slider down and away. Good pitch by Garrett Crochet. There's one down. Very impressive outing by Crochet so far. That'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. Ozuna 0 for 2. The pitch. Swung on, pops it up high and deep into left field, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong, a solo shot. Your Atlanta Braves. And the Big Zoo gets his second home run of the season. 352 happy feet off the bat of Marcell Ozuna. And the Braves have tied it up just like that, 1-1. He golfed that just past the left field fence. That'll bring Adam Duvall to the plate. Duvall, pitch misses inside. 1-0, 98.9 exit velocity. It's really not that hard hit of a ball, but just went far enough. The 1-0 pitch just grabs the outer edge for a strike. It's 1-1. Braves 1, Sox 1. Top of the 7th. The 1-1. Swing, and that ball's laced down the left field line, but foul. Slaps against that netting just before the foul pole. 1-2. It was far enough, just wasn't straight enough. Crochet comes set, his 90th pitch of the evening. The 1-2. Just inside, 96 miles an hour. Ball was dropped by Maldonado, rolls back behind home plate. Any chance he had of getting that called in his favor went out the window when he dropped the ball. Do believe it was a touch inside, though. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, pops it up. High down the right field line, plenty foul, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Braves 1, Sox 1, top of the 7th, 1 down. Adam Duvall digs in. Crochet, pitch number 92. Swung on, that ball's lifted high into right field, going back on the track, making the catch at the wall as he hits the wall. Is the right fielder Dominic Fletcher. Two away. Duvall gave that one a ride. That was a close one. A little more wind, and we would be talking about back-to-back jacks. Instead, Michael Harris II comes to the plate. Harris takes a swat at the first pitch and grounds it over to short. Kind of handcuffed Lopez, but he fights it off, and he'll flip it over to first, and that'll end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves tie this baby up. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch, Braves country. The 7th inning stretch. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. A.J. Minter has come on to pitch. 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled off out of play. It's on one. The 1-1 pitch is swung on, pops it up high down the left field line. Is that going to get out? That is going to get out. Minter gives up a tater to Paul DeYoung, and quickly the Braves have lost the lead, lost the tie that they just got. It's 2-1 White Sox. He hit that high and deep down the line. DeYoung coming in to pinch hit. Paul DeYoung, ex-St. Louis Cardinal. So 2-1 your count, or 2-1 your score, excuse me. A.J. Minter will go back to work. The first pitch on the way is 93 miles an hour, down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 94 outside, 1-1. This is like a family reunion. Kevin Pillar is the batter now. He's come in to pinch hit. The 1-1 pitch. Kicks and deals right there at the knees, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Sox 2, Braves 1, bottom of the 7th. The 2-1 offering from Minter. Misses outside wide, 2-2. Braves infield is back and playing Pillar to pull. The 2-2 pitch, nowhere near the zone, ball 3-2. Kevin Pillar, of course, ex-Atlanta Brave last year. Nicky Lopez, Braden Shoemake. We've seen them all. Only one that we won't see in this series, Mike Soroka, is not scheduled to pitch. So a 3-2 count. Minter kicks and fires. Fastball looking, strike 3. He's going to go take a seat. Pillar doesn't like it. He's yelling at the home plate umpire. That was a strike. I mean, that was right down the pipe. He was leaning out over the edge. He got caught with his pants down. Yak him! 1 away. I don't know what Pillar was looking at, thinking at, whatever. That ball was well over the plate and just about belt high. That'll bring Nicky Lopez to the plate. Lopez takes a swing and pops it up high in the sky into left field, making the catch is Duvall, 2 away. Between Duvall coming back and other guys coming back into the fold for the Braves and facing these White Sox that have a lot of ex-Braves, I swear that it feels like an intramural scrimmage. So 2 down. Maldonado, the hind catcher, will come to the dish. Lefty, righty, the pitch. On the way, misses outside wide, 1-0. Chicago 2, Atlanta 1, the 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves trail by 1. The Phillies are putting it on Cincinnati. It's 9-2 in the 8th. The Mets game was rained out. The 2-0 from Minter. Cutter, top of the zone, called for a strike, 2-1. Braves still with 2 more at bats left in this game. You got to figure we're going to see Michael Kepik in the back end of the pen as the 2-1 pitch misses outside wide, 3-1. Interesting to see who the other guy is that they go to. They got a couple of different options. The pitch on the way, swung on, pops it up. Will that stay in play? It's bending over towards the third base dugout, White Sox side. It will drift into the seats. 3-2. Braves came into this game 2 games in front of Philly, 2 in front of Washington. These scores hold will drop to 1 in front of Philly. The 3-2 pitch swung on, comebacker to the mound. Minter falls, but is able to get the carom off his glove, flips it over to Olsen. That'll end the inning. But up for the White Sox, put one on the board. We've got Arcia, Trump due up, and then Ronald Acuna Jr. We'll be back in a flash.
Well, I did it. I woke up today. So, I think that's enough activity.
Here are some facts about Ireland that you may not know. Fact number 1. 10 million pints of Guinness are produced in Dublin every single day. Most of them are drank the same day. And we have lots and lots of different accents from Northern Ireland all the way down to Kerry. Ireland has 2 official languages. The English language we're speaking now, which is most commonly used, but also we have Gaeilge, which is our Irish native tongue, and not enough people speak it. I wish I knew more.
Hello?
Hi, is Mark there?
Yeah?
It's me, Shannon. We met at Jack's party.
Yeah! How can I forget? Wow, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in,
9 months.
Armchair.
So Pete Rose, the leadoff batter for the Philadelphia Phillies, introduced to the crowd here today. And Pete Rose, a man who has been at bat more times than any player in the history of the major leagues.
That if he keeps breathing, he will break Ty Cobb's record.
And, of course, the big question this year is whether or not he'll be able to play every ball game. He wants to. The manager says he wants to rest him. He's missed only 80 games in his 20-year career. And Seaver's first pitch, ball 1. Seaver with 264 wins, 156 losses. One of a few pitchers who has won over 100 games more than he has lost.
Armchair.
Devlin got a job as a policeman in 1880. Died of consumption just 3 years later. His early death, said a Louisville newspaper, was an instructive example of the fruits of crookedness. The National League had survived its first scandal.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We are going to have a pitching change. Brebbia, the right-hander's coming in. John Brebbia had a 3.99 ERA last year in 38 and a third innings, 47 strikeouts. So good to the veteran John Brebbia, 33-year-old, out of Boston, Massachusetts, was drafted by the Yankees back in 2011 out of Elon College. First pitch on the way to Orlando Arcia is down and away, but called for a wide, low strike. It's 0-1. As they always say, the momentum of a baseball team is today's starting pitcher. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-2. Chicago White Sox starting pitcher Garrett Crochet, man, he was impressive tonight. 8 strikeouts, 7 innings, 1 walk, 1 run allowed. The 0-2 pitch down and away, 1-2. Other than the balloon shot that Marcell Ozuna got to leave the yard just over the left field wall, he played through a perfect game. The 1-2 pitch, outside wide. They're going to check down the third baseline. He did not go 2-2. If you didn't get a chance to catch, if you're just joining us, he was impressive. 6'6", throwing gas. The 2-2 pitch swung on, grounded over towards third, and Moncada's got it, flips it over to first. He's got just enough to get it over there to Vaughn, one away. Michael Kepik is most likely going to be the closer tonight. A lot of folks will remember him as he was one of the top prospects in baseball starting pitching several years back. The first pitch to Jared Kelenic, who is now pinch hitting for Tromp, is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0, that one misses wide, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch on the way. Outside wide, ball 3. Ronald Acuna Jr. stands on deck. The 3-0. Brebbia. Swing. Fouls it back. 90 up top. Might have chased that one. It's 3-1. The 3-1 count. Inside ball 4. So Jared Kelenic comes off the bench, works himself a walk. The Braves have life. Also, Cincinnati is trying to make that a game in Philly. It's now 9-4. They do have a runner on. How about that hitter last night by Mel Blanco of the Astros? First pitch on the way to Acuna is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Be a good time for Acuna to get his first home run of the year. Ronald Acuna Jr. batting .316 on the year, but just a .778 OPS because he's been pretty much slapping a bunch of singles. I'd love to see him drive one into the gap at least and get Kelenic, who's got pretty good wheels, home. White Sox 2, Braves 1. Righty-righty matchup. Maldonado went out there to talk to Brebbia. Now he's back behind the plate. Get set. The pitch. Swing! And that fouls back, right back against the screen. Got in on the bat handle of Acuna. Knocked it back behind home plate. That ball got just a little bit more of the plate. We might have been dancing in the streets. Instead, it's 1-1. 1 on, 1 out. Brebbia turns around and flips it over to first. Keep Kelenic close by. Remember him getting thrown out at second in the Philly series with Acuna at the plate. And JT Realmuto on the mound. Hopefully we don't have a replay of that. Standing on deck is Ozzie Albies. 1-1 count. Kelenic, the decent lead over at first. The pitch. Swung on and chops that foul back. It's 1-2. Acuna down to his last strike. Braves 1, Sox 2, top of the 8th. Braves won game 1 of this series 9-0. Faced a much better starting pitcher tonight. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses high. Good take by Acuna. They're trying to get him to chase up around the eyeballs. It's 2-2. Crochet threw 63 of his 93 pitches for strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3. A little bit off the plate. Acuna a little more dramatic than what it was. It wasn't quite as close as he made out, but nonetheless, you got a full count. Will they send the runner? A full count, speed on the base paths, and Acuna standing at the plate. Brebbia, thinking the same thing, turns and flips it over to first to keep Kelenic close by. Now Kelenic knows Brebbia's probably not going to offer back over there. If he doesn't get him, that puts the tying run in scoring position. Full count. Runner on first, one out. The payoff pitch. Down and away. They're going to throw down to second. That was a ball, I believe. They threw down to second, but I do believe that was a ball. We'll have runners on first and second. One out. Look at that again. That was down. He did not call that a strike. Maldonado, I think he would have had him. That pitch was just off the plate. Might have touched the edge. The throw beat, well, yeah, it looked like they beat him. So Kelenic would have been out, but instead, Acuna heads on down to first. Kelenic at second. They're going to have a powwow on the mound, going out there and talking to Brebbia, probably talking about defensive placement, where they want to play this up. You've got Ozzie Albies coming to the plate, batting left-handed for the first time tonight. Austin Riley stands on deck. Atlanta Braves trail 2-1. And looks like they were just buying time. Brebbia is going to exit. So we'll take a... Well, he's circling back. Is he leaving or not? It looks like we're getting a pitching change. Brebbia has circled back, but yeah, we are. Right-handers coming in. We'll be back in a flash.
This is the story of Hector Espino. He was considered by many to be one of the greatest hitters of all time. People who played with him said he hit line drives so hard that infielders would drop them. Despite having offers from the Cardinals, Angels, Yankees, Indians, and the Colt 45s, he never had a single big league plate appearance in his career. He batted at least .300 every year but one over his 24-year career. Once he arrived in the Mexican League, he earned Rookie of the Year honors with a .358 batting average, 23 home runs, 12 triples, and 103 RBIs. In 1964, he continued to improve, hitting .371 and setting a Mexican League single-season record with 46 home runs. The closest he ever came to the major leagues was when he played 32 games with the Jacksonville Suns, the Cardinals' AAA affiliate, in late 1964. In that short period, he hit .300 with 6 doubles, 15 RBIs, and 15 runs scored. He returned to the Mexican League in 1965. Over the next 5 seasons, all he did was continue to knock the cover off the ball, which can be validated by his 2 home run titles during that time. He remains the only player in Mexican Pacific League history with a career average over .300. He ended up slugging 484 home runs over his career, 24 seasons, 13 batting titles, 6 home run crowns, and 6 MVP awards.
Get a job? Yeah. Just get a job? Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze down into a job cannon and fire off into job land where jobs grow on jobbies?
The most pugnacious Oriole of them all was the third baseman, John Joseph McGraw. McGraw was born in Truxton, New York, the first of 8 children of an Irish immigrant railroad worker and his wife. When diphtheria struck his village in 1884, one by one, he watched as first his mother and then 4 of his brothers and sisters died. His father took out his grief and anger on his son, beating him so often and so mercilessly that at 12 he feared for his life and ran away from home. He supported himself at odd jobs until he won himself a place on the Olean, New York professional team at 16, and never again willingly took orders from any man.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Michael Kepik, their closer, comes in. He fires the first pitch, 99 miles an hour, misses inside to Ozzie Albies. 1-0. Kepik, hard-throwing right-hander, comes set, runners on first and second, 1 out. The pitch. Swing, pops it up. Will it stay in play? Bending over towards the third base dugout. Just gets out of play. Over towards the camera well, into the screen, 1-1. Michael Kepik, 27-year-old, drafted by the Red Sox in the first round in 2014. Came over to the White Sox and has been with them ever since 2018, in and out of the bullpen. The 1-1 pitch. Kepik comes set. Fastball 100 miles an hour. They call that a top high strike Ozzie didn't like it. Can't say I blame him. It's 1-2. One of those ones, if it is a strike, it's best not swing at that because that would have been a pop-up. So a 1-2 count. Kelnick dancing off a second. The pitch inside 99 miles an hour, 2-2. Little higher. And little in. Phillies did hold on to win that game 9-4. The 2-2 to Ozzie. Pitch way out of the zone. Ball 3. A full count to the Wiz. The rake stands on deck. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Anything that gets into the gap gets us the lead. Sox 2, Braves 1. The payoff pitch from Keppick. High and outside, ball 4. Bases are juiced. Austin Riley is coming to the plate. We've got ducks all over the pond. The first pitch swung on and fouled back 99 miles an hour right in his kitchen. It's 0-1. Austin Riley 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a ground out, a fly out. How about a gone out? Hit one over the left field wall. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That ball is roasted over to third. It's going to be a 5-3 double play. Hard hit ball, but right at Moncada, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves threaten but fail to score. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Braves trail 2-1 in Chicago.
I just want 2 minutes on my own without people irritating me.
If you were to make a list of games that Gen X got banned for future generations, you would probably start with dodgeball, jarts, and then right up there in the top 3 is Red Rover. Red Rover was a special game where you would have 2 teams lined up on opposite sides of each other and you would link arms and you would sing a little song. Now listen, if you were the fat kid, this is when you came in clutch. You went from the kid that nobody wanted other teams to the first round draft pick at recess. When your name gets called, it is your job to run top speed. Your only job was to get decimated. Kids would like break their wrist and dislocate their shoulders, lots of concussions because you'd hit that double clothesline and just after recess, kids would be walking in like ice packs. One kid's walking like Vince McMahon, and you know he won Red Rover just by the way he's walking. Come back next week when I try to explain smear the without getting canceled.
A South Carolina country boy, he had learned how to bat from a Confederate veteran who had learned his baseball from Union soldiers in a northern prison camp. He had hoped to be a pitcher until he broke a batter's arm with a wild pitch. Jackson could neither read nor write, but he could hit. 408 in his rookie year. 356 lifetime, the 3rd highest average in history. His home runs were called Saturday specials because most of the textile workers' games in which he got his start were played on Saturdays. And he hit them with a special 48-ounce bat, Black Betsy, made for him by a local lumberman from the north side of a hickory tree, and darkened with coat after coat of Jackson's tobacco juice. Ty Cobb himself thought Joe Jackson the greatest natural hitter I ever saw. He was called Shoeless Joe because he was said once to have been spotted in the minors playing in his socks when new shoes proved too tight.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio, Braves Country Baseball. Here throughout the entire season. Benintendi will lead off for the White Sox, and Pierce Johnson comes in. He throws a curveball that kind of bends around and dropped by Darnode. It's 1-0. Travis Darnode comes in for Chadwick Trump, who was pinch hit for. The 1-0 pitch. Johnson lets her fly. Curveball swung on, grounded over to first. Olson's got it. He waves off PJ, steps on the pillow. There's one away. Kelnick did not stay in the game, so it was Darnode for Kelnick who came in for Trump. So Adam Duvall is still your left fielder. And he's due up third in the inning. Braves in the bottom of the ninth inning will have the heart of the order. Olsen, Ozuna, and Duvall. First pitch on the way to Moncada is slice foul down the left field line. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Righty, lefty. PJ comes set, lifts the glove and kicks. Curveball misses inside, 1-1. Moncada 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. The rubber match of this series tomorrow at 2:10. We'll have pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. Pre-game show comes on at 1:30. The 1-1 swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Stay tuned for Braves Country Tonight post-game show. We'll talk about this game, win, lose, or draw. So a 1-2 count. Johnson comes set. Kicks and deals. Down over the plate, but out of the zone, 2-2. Good take by Moncada. The 2-2. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Two away. So 2 down. That'll bring up the right-handed bat of Luis Robert. He takes a swing at the first pitch. Curveball off the edge. It's 0-1. We've been experimenting with this scoreboard over the other one. I like it. We're having some issues with it freezing, but the other one froze too, so I don't know if there's a difference. The 0-1 pitch swung on, hit into the gap, and that's going to get up against the wall. It will stay in the park, so Robert will be held to a double. 2-out double for the White Sox, who lead 2-1, trying to get that third run across, give them some breathing room. Pierce just got way too much of the plate with that pitch, and Robert made him pay. He's lucky Luis Robert didn't send that out. Gavin Sheets is due up. Sheets, the designated hitter, left-handed bat who's 1 for 2. Takes the first pitch down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Sheets also has an RBI to his credit. Struck out, walked, and singled, sending Benintendi home. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 95. 1-1. So a 1-1 count from Pierce. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way from TJ. Down and in, 2-1. Time is called. Runner at second with 2 outs. Sheets back into the box. The 2-1 pitch from PJ. Swing and fouls it back 95 miles an hour. If you're just joining us, we had a pitching showdown. Ronaldo Lopez and Crochet both pitched really well. The cold weather wasn't helping the bats either. The 2-2. Down and in 3-2. So a full count. PJ may be unwilling to give Sheets something to hit with the right-hander on deck. There's 9:40 games just getting underway. Yankees and Diamondbacks. Cleveland and Seattle. St. Louis and San Diego all scoreless in the first. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, hammered foul down the first base line, but plenty foul. Snapping curveball right in under the hands. The payoff pitch from Pierce Johnson. Robert on second. Winds and kicks. Curveball, did he go around? He did not. Ball 4. And Sheets will go down and take first base. 2 on, 2 out. Andrew Vaughn will be due up. Andrew Vaughn, who's 0 for 3, had a comebacker to the pitcher in the second. And in the fourth, grounded into a fielder's choice. In the sixth, hit into a 6-4-3 double play. That ball was hit pretty hard, but it was an atom ball. First pitch to Vaughn is a curveball down and away. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty. Curveball off the edge, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Pierce Johnson comes set. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into the outfield. Will it get down? It will. A run will score. Duvall is going to throw it into the infield. And the White Sox lead at 3-1. Another seeing eye single, the second one to score tonight. Both Vaughn's RBI and Sheets' RBI were one of those just over the head of the infield, just in front of the feet of the outfield. A Texas leaguer makes it 3-1. You hate that if you're Pierce Johnson because you know he didn't get good wood on it. And in the bat, just far enough to drop in for a single. So a 3-1 count to DeYoung. DeYoung, who hit the solo home run off the bench in the 7th, stands in with runners on the corners, 2 outs. First pitch, swung on, pops that up. That will stay in the infield. Coming in, making the catch is Riley. That'll end the inning, but not for the White Sox. Put one more on the board when we come back. Olsen, Ozuna, Duvall coming to the plate.
I don't know about y'all, but I sure could use some food stamps. I be tired of spending money at the grocery store. Everything's so expensive nowadays. Be aggravating. I just want a little bit of EBT, that's it. Damn. And it seems like every time I go in there, somebody done bought up all the cheap. I can't afford to keep buying this name brand. Damn, can you save some hot spicy cup noodles for me? They gone.
We're not generally comfortable in an office setting, I would say.
I am no good before 11 a.m.
I also get headaches from computers, so I can't be around them for too long.
I take stuff.
I need to have someone go up and down with me in the elevator.
I have a weakness for sweets.
I was talking to my mama today, and she said, my God, it's so hot, the humidity is horrible. And I said, yeah, I know. I feel like a meth pipe on a payday. And she just looked at me, and I was like, no, really, though. I saw 2 crackheads putting copper back in that air conditioning.
During the 1970s and 80s, the war in Vietnam came to an end, and an American president was driven from office in disgrace. The Berlin Wall came down, and the Cold War ended. Democratic ideals flourished. By 1970, the national pastime was in trouble. Attendance had not increased for more than 2 decades, and desperate owners tried everything to pump new life into the old game. Nothing worked. Now, the owners' grip on the destinies of the players was finally broken, and as their prospects improved, fans returned to the game. But old loyalties were sometimes forgotten. Now, what happened off the field, greed, scandal, strikes, seemed to overshadow the action on it. And now, as television demanded that most games be played at night, a whole generation of young fans would come of age without ever seeing a World Series game.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Michael Kepik fires the first pitch in there, saw it off, and fouled out of play. It's 0-1. Olsen 0 for 2. Walk in the second. Righty-lefty pitch. Misses. No, they're going to say that hit the inner part. It's 0-2. So Kepik had to sit on the bench for a little bit. Usually an issue for a closer, but he has so much starting experience, probably not the issue that it normally is. Sox 3, Braves 1. Righty-lefty. Kepik, they set up outside, swing, and foul back 100 miles an hour. 0-2. The 0-2. Kepik kicks and fires. Swing! And that ball's lifted into right field. That's going to get caught by the right fielder, Fletcher. 1 away. Make that Pilar. That Pilar has come in for Fletcher. I thought that was Kevin Pilar, but you couldn't tell with that mask on his face. So that'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. Ozuna, the only run of the game for the Braves, a solo shot in the 7th, takes the first pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and in, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Righty. Kepik comes set, lets her go. Swing! And that ball's belted down the left field into left center field over the track. That baby is gone. He absolutely roasted that one. A 2-home run night for Marcell Ozuna. 406 happy feet over the wall. 103 miles an hour off the bat, and the Braves have led it 3-2. The Big Zoo, his 3rd home run of the year. That was a no-doubter. He's right where he left off last year, Ozuna, belting. That'll bring Adam Duvall to the plate. Duvall takes the first pitch, 97 miles an hour, down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Now one swing could tie it. The 0-1. Righty. Pitch on the way. Down and in. 1-1. Good take by Duvall. That was a nasty bender. Just fell off the table. The 1-1 from Kepik. Swing and a miss. 101 miles an hour right in his kitchen. It's 1-2. Standing on deck, Michael Harris II. Sox 3, Braves 2. Duvall versus Kepik. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 100 miles an hour, right down the pipe over the plate. About chest high. Might have been a touch out of the zone, but with 2 strikes, hard to lay off. 2 away. That'll bring Michael Harris II to the plate. Harris One last chance for the Braves. The first pitch to MH2 is swung on and sliced foul and out of play. 0-1. 101 miles an hour on the outer edge. Kepik is bringing it. The 0-1. Pitch high and out of the zone, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. If Harris can get on, Arcia stands on deck. Darnold in the hole. The 1-1 pitch. Swing! Fouls it out of way out of play. 1-2. Couldn't get around on that. So the Atlanta Braves are down to the last strike. After Marcell Ozuna hit 2 solo shots, but unfortunately, that's all the Braves have gotten. That run coughed up in the 9th has come back to bite. The 1-2 from Kepik. Kicks and fires. Swing and fouls out again. We'll do it again at 1-2. You hope if Harris sees enough pitches from Kepik, he can line up one. Sox 3, Bravos 2. Top of the 9th, the 1-2 pitch, 24th pitch of the night for Kepik. Curveball down and in. Good take by Harris. That was a nasty breaker. 2-2. The 2-2. Michael Harris digging in. The pitch. Fastball swung on, fouled back 100 miles an hour. Do it again at 2-2. Same two teams tomorrow, 2:10 first pitch, Spencer Strider Day. Stay tuned for Braves Country tonight, postgame show right here on this feed. The 2-2 pitch, high and outside, 3-2. So a full count to Harris. If he can get on with his speed, Arcia may be able to bring him home. The 3-2 pitch. On the way. High and over the plate. Ball 4. Your Atlanta Braves have put the tying run on first. Magic Kingdom coming to the plate. Orlando Arcia. 1 for 3. 421 batting average and a 1082 OPS. They're going to go out there and talk to him for a second. A little bit of a powwow out there as the infield comes in. Talk to Kepik. I would say more than anything else, this is a breather. He is sitting at 27 pitches. So the good news out of this, if the game is played tomorrow, he probably won't be available for the White Sox. If the Braves can't come back and win this game, you at least have that. There's still some doubt on whether or not that game will be played because of weather. So everyone back to their positions. Orlando Arcia digs in. The first pitch is a swing and a miss strike. 98 miles an hour. Could not catch up. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Arcia steps out of the box for a second. So he'll use his timeout. The 0-1 pitch. High and inside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. For Orlando Arcia. Half the Braves players tonight look like bank robbers with the gear they got on. The 1-1 pitch, swing, and fouls it back. It's 1-2. Trying to rob this one from the White Sox. Game where the Braves really have not played great offense, but you'd love to steal one here in the top of the 9th. A 1-2 count. Runner on first. 2 away. The pitch. Inside, ball 2. Tried to get him off balance. I think he was looking for that bender to go outside and it drifted inside. He almost got an excuse me strike to end the game, but instead you got a 2-2 count, 2 outs, the pitch. Swing and fouls it back. We'll do it again at 2-2. Sox 3, Braves 2, top of the 9th inning. Michael Harris standing on first with 2 outs. He'll be going at the crack of the bat. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded over to third. Through the hole! That ball's through the hole. And Michael Harris, second, will scamper on down to second. Arcia hit it just hard enough to get it past the glove of Yoan Moncada. And your Atlanta Braves are still alive. A worm burner that he hit just past Moncada, who tried to slide and make the stab and went underneath his leather. That'll bring Travis d'Arnaud to the plate, his first at bat. The first pitch to d'Arnaud, 99 miles an hour. Right down the pipe, it's 0-1. You couldn't be a much colder hitter than d'Arnaud coming off the bench in this ice-cold temperatures, and you're being asked to win the game. The 0-1 pitch, high and out of the zone, 1-1. Now, once again, Michael Kepik is now at 35 pitches. That is extraordinarily high for a reliever, especially on April 2nd. The 1-1 pitch to d'Arnaud. High and out of the zone, ball 2, 2-0. Or 2-1, excuse me. And, of course, standing on deck is Ronald Acuna Jr. You know Kepik doesn't want to walk him. They're going to go out there and talk to him once again. This time it's going to have to be just a powwow between his hind catcher and his third baseman. You can't have the manager go back out there again, or it's see you later. So he's just going out there to buy him some time. I believe that's the 4th visit to the mound in this game. Could be the 5th. They're only allowed 6. So a 2-1 count. Righty, pitch, high and inside, ball 3. They checked down the line, but he nowhere near left, went around. And I beg your pardon, I remember now, they changed that in the offseason. You only get 4 trips. They changed that after it not really being a thing. So White Sox may be at their last trip. I should have marked it down. The 3-1 pitch. Fastball misses. No, they're going to call that a high strike. 3-2. So that's the bad news. He does not walk. The good news is runners are going to be off and running. And anything that gets down would get the Braves the lead. Full count. The payoff pitch, game on the line, swing, pops it up, and that'll probably end the game. Shoemake bends back, makes the catch, and that'll end the game. I'm sorry, that was DeYoung. Braves lose a tough one, 3-2. Valiant effort. White Sox 3, Braves 2. Stay tuned for Braves Country tonight. We will be back in a flash.
Guys, is your wife one of them women that can take a simple text and make you an evil person out of it? She texted me today and she's like, hey, for our birthday week this summer, I rented a cabin up in the mountains. And I read that and I was like, oh, you know, that's awful sweet, her. You know, I was busy, I was working, I just texted back and I said, okay, sounds good. Well, as soon as I stuck my phone down in my pants pocket, bing, it hit again. I look at it and it says they got a pavilion up there. They play music out on Saturday night. We might want to go to that. So I just texted back, okay, sounds good. Pow, stick that phone back in the pocket. As soon as it hits the bottom of my pocket, bing, get it out and I look at it and it says you don't have to dress up. We can dress up if you want to. I'm going to leave that up to you. What do you think? Whatever you want to do, babe, be just fine with me. Sounds good. Bam, put my phone back in my pocket. About a minute goes by. It goes off. I get it out, look at it, and it says, well, if you don't want to go, you just tell me and I'll cancel it.
The winning run of Ozzie Albies. He got a pretty good jump. flew under the tag, and Atlanta, a single, could win this game. Austin Riley stands at the plate. Here's the swung on, and it is roped down the line. It's going to rattle around, and oh, baby boy, here comes Ozzy Albies. He's going to score. The Braves walk it off in fine fashion. Oh, my word, the first pitch, and it is absolutely scooping down the line.
That's so interesting that it would come out 90 feet. That somebody sat down, Mr. Cartwright or whoever, and said, hey, it ought to be 90 feet. It just sounded like a logical number. The fact of the matter is, in retrospect, if it were 88 feet, the game would be very different. Think of the plays at first base. Think of the double plays that wouldn't be completed. If it were 94 feet, we'd be throwing people out all over the place. Batting averages would drop remarkably.
We're not going to win them all. And all in all, look, I felt like it was a pretty good game by the Braves, considering you're dealing with the weather. You're dealing with the starting pitcher you've never seen before. That Garrett Crochet, that kid's going to be something special. The future is bright in Chicago when you talk about guys like Garrett Crochet. Now, he obviously needs a lot more around him. But looking at this, Ronaldo Lopez went 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and normally 9 times out of 10, that's good enough to get you the W. But, and I don't want to load on to anybody because he gave up a run, Minter gave up a run, Pierce Johnson gave up a run, and the 1 home run by Minter, you can fault that with, but the 2 runs that were given up by Lopez and Johnson, I mean, they were bleeders. They barely got over the infield. They were not hard hit balls. Both balls, the exit velocity were right around 84, 85 miles an hour. So all in all, it was a good outing for Lopez. That's what you can take from this. But you do get the loss. You don't like that. You end up with what could be a series that may not get played the rest of the way because of all the questions on the weather tomorrow. Right now they're expecting snow, and if it's a light snow, Major League Baseball typically plays that. But if it's a driving snow, if it's a too much wind to where you can't see the ball, come off, that's going to be an issue. So we'll have to see if they get to play the game. We do have the phone lines open if you want to call in. We'll be doing this on the Braves Country tonight, every night. But the Braves go and see one of the better young pitchers, see him for the first time, and he had it going. And I'll also, when you combine that with the cold weather and the fact that these guys had never seen him before. Let's see who we got. Welcome into Braves Country Radio. Who do we got today?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Mac, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. It's Jacob.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just hanging out at home, I was just watching the Braves game earlier, or just now.
What you got for us tonight, Jacob?
So, yeah, I heard the Braves won 9-0 yesterday, and then they lose 2-1 today. What's up with that?
Yeah, the final score was 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah, so they ran into a buzzsaw of a young pitcher in the name of Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet, I mean, he was impressive. He was absolutely impressive.
Oh, wow.
He goes out there and he's 6'6". He was a first-round draft pick at University of Tennessee a few years ago, and he threw 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 run, and 3 hits allowed. He was absolutely stellar. You
said he got drafted out of Tennessee?
Correct. Played for the Vols back in 2020.
Played for the Volunteers, in 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really good pitcher. He's going to be...
You said his name is Garrett Crochet?
Yeah, he's going to be throwing... I think Garrett Crochet... Look, they must think something of him. He was their opening day starter. So you got a young rookie as your opening day starter. He was extremely impressive.
That's crazy. No, my Angels, they won 2 games in a row over the Miami Marlins.
Well, that's good for Atlanta. I know Miami still hasn't won a game, so the Phillies lose to the Phillies win tonight, so they come within a game of Atlanta. So that tightens up a little bit.
My Cardinals, they won yesterday. They won yesterday too. So my Cardinals beat the Padres. Yeah. My Cardinals beat the Padres yesterday.
I saw that. You got anything else?
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not a Braves fan. I mean, I do watch your Braves. I should say I do watch I don't watch the Braves like all the time. I'm not really a Braves fan, but I do watch your streams sometimes.
Well, good to hear it, Jacob. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, Angels, they won again.
What's that? I think we lost him. I'm not sure what happened there. But anyways, Braves lose a tough one, 3-2. Like I said, we won't be on here long tonight. Just want to see if anyone wanted to call in and react. I felt like that we gave a few bats away early in the game. But all in all, I can't really look. Sometimes the pitcher is just better than the batters that night. And when you consider the cold weather, I still wonder how well these guys can see, because Acuna and Arcia and Harris are all wearing those masks. And I know they wouldn't wear something where they couldn't see at all, but you do wonder what the comfort level is in the batter's box when you've got those masks on. So we'll go back at it again tomorrow. Tomorrow, Spencer Strider's on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. 2:10 first pitch, 1:30 is the pregame show. We'll get in here and get ready to hopefully win the rubber match. Hopefully that game gets played. Because if they don't play that game, we do have another trip where we come to play the Cubs. They might be able to squeeze something in there, but you really don't want to have to fly in to play one game against the White Sox. So hopefully they can get that game in. And I know the Braves don't want to wait around all day long for it. The 2:10 first pitch, they're probably hoping to get out of Chicago around 7 and get home. So we'll just have to see how it plays out, how the weather plays out, but we will be updating in the chat before the game comes on. And Braves lose a tough one, 3-2. Crochet with the win. Minter gets the loss, and Kepik gets the save. We talked about it during the game. Kepik's not going to be available tomorrow. So that's the only ray of sunshine, silver lining in that cloud, is that Kepik's not going to be available tomorrow. He threw, 39 pitches? There's no way he pitches tomorrow. So if the Braves are in a tight one again tomorrow, and the White Sox have not announced a starter yet, but if the Braves are in a tough one again tomorrow, their bullpen's going to be a little depleted. And we did not use, other than Minter, we didn't use what you consider the back half of our bullpen. Matzik wasn't used. Iglesias wasn't used. So we'll have all the bullets flying along with Spencer Strider on the mound. Y'all have a great night, Braves country. We will see you tomorrow Braves lose a tough one, 3-2. We'll see you tomorrow, 2:10 first pitch, 1:30 Braves Country Today.